Okay, let's talk about unofficial inflation figures versus official inflation figures. So, the ONS, let's talk about the ONS first of all. Let's talk about the ONS when it comes to rental increases. Last year, the ONS said that rents had only increased like 1.2% or 1.5%. I can't remember what the figure was. They were so off the mark. I mean, my rents last year had gone up across the board. And this year, needless to say, the ONS, I think it is, have come out and said that rents have increased 9%. Like, I don't even think that's accurate. I mean, we had a property that was rented at 895. We were getting, 1,300 for. Like, that's a 50% increase. Almost a 50%, 40% increase. That's a ridiculous increase from last year. Now, it depends on the property, and it depends what it was rented out at before, and the state of the market back then. And back then, when we rented it at 895, the market was really slow. We were in the middle of lockdown. Nobody wanted to be in a city centre flat, so people were moving to the outskirts. So there is that. But even normally, we'd get 1,100 for that flat. And so renting it at 1,350 is a 22% increase? So still a decent increase on that. But the ONS are bald-faced liars. Who does the ONS work for, do you think? Do you think the ONS maybe works for the government? Now, am I a little bit suspicious about everything? Damn right. Hell yeah. I am suspicious about pretty much everything. I don't believe anyone. I don't trust anything. Where's the source of your information? When we see stuff about Corona and they're saying, people have launched a legal thing against the police for, have you? Let's see that. What's the link? Let's have a look at the court case. What's the court case number? It's like bullshit. You're just making stuff up. So I have trust issues, right? So I don't trust anybody. I don't trust the ONS. I definitely don't trust the government. I don't trust the police. I don't trust anybody. And I think that's fairly healthy, by the way, in 2022, because I want to see what's actually going on. And when I see the official figures versus what I see a different story. Now, I don't base my future based on figures from the ONS or numbers from the government or someone on the TV or from the Financial Times or the BBC telling me what to do. I like to go out and see what's really going on. Now, obviously, I live in Spain. But even here in Spain, you can see the effects of inflation. We buy a rice and it's £2. Microwavable rice, it's £2. It's now €2.20. It's not £2, €2. It's now €2.25. That's a 12.5% increase. Sorry, inflation's what? 5%? 6%? Are you sure about that? Pretty sure it's not. And the other thing I wanted to say as well about inflation is that the guy driving a BMW that cost him £600, pasta going up from £1 to £1.20, that doesn't affect him. The inflation affects the people disproportionately at the lower end of the market. Inflation really doesn't affect me. In fact, I quite like inflation because it's another excuse to put rents up. And if we've got I'm not going to tell you how many properties we've got these days, but if we've got a number of properties and they're all going up, they're all going up. So our cash flow increases on a monthly basis every month, virtually. Because this month it's these set of properties, the next month it's the next set of properties, the next month it's the next set of properties as people move in and out of these properties. And so you see these property prices going up. And that has a disproportionate effect on the official figures as well. Because you've got landlords, for example, and I'm just using landlording because I'm a landlord, but you've got landlords not putting prices up just yet. Because they, as a landlord, I generally don't put rent prices up. Generally. I mean, I have done recently. We just sent loads of letters out and we just negotiated with all the tenants and so on to let them know. But generally, it's not something that we do. And so some of this inflation actually hasn't hit the marketplace yet. And it won't hit the marketplace until tenants move out and the new tenants come in with a much higher rental amount. And so, that's just one example of where it is. But sometimes, I don't know, maybe Mars bars, maybe the people who run Mars are going, let's not put those prices up just yet. Let's do it next year. Let's just wait and just see what happens. And then we'll put it up next year. And then we'll do it next year. So some of this inflation hasn't actually hit the marketplace yet. And this is why there's more inflation to come. This is one of the reasons. The job market one is the main reason, which we're going to go into in a minute. But some people are holding off and putting prices up right now. Like in our digital marketing agency, we've not put prices up. Not with regard to inflation. We've added services, which is completely different, and we have changed some of our prices around actually to make it more affordable to keep people on board longer, to increase retention numbers. That's completely nothing to do with inflation. But other businesses are going to hold off from putting up their prices until they've got no choice. And then instead of putting it up from £200 for whatever the thing is, they're going to put it up to £250 or £295, which is a 25% to a 50% increase. And so inflation doesn't hit all in one go and all prices just slide up by 5% or 6% or 7%. Things happen at different points. And so something you might get, something going up in a year or two, it hasn't actually hit yet. So we've got at least another year or two of inflation, because various people will put various things up at various times. Okay, so that's the difference between the official figures and the unofficial figures.